wall. We went to 24-inch spacings on the studs. We went to 2-stud corners. We went to hung headers, so we got rid of all the cripples in the wall. We estimated we took out 137 pieces of lumber came out of the wall that would have normally been in a conventionally built wall, which adds up to some 200 some odd inches of lumber. I like to visualize that because that's a lot of lumber, right? It helps the R value of the wall. On the outside of the wall, we used hardy plank. Are you familiar with hardy plank? Okay, well if you read the warranties in hardy plank, it says that you can't go through more than 1 inch of foam before you have to strap that wall. Costs are a factor, so we put strapping on, we got more bridging to contend with. So we said we can only go 1 inch. What's the best foam we can get? XTPS is what we settled on. So it's a high density, rigid foam, but our 4.5 per inch, I think, something like that. That was the best we could get on this house. So we figure we've got a nominal R27, R28 wall here.
Just fiberglass in the stud space and then 1 inch
Then it's,
from on the outside?
Yeah, and we got rock salt mineral in the 24-inch cavities. All the rims are spray foam to R36 minimum. We spray, so we're really obsessive about air seal. This house has a 0.9 air exchange. We're not going for passive house standards, but 0.9 is pretty darn good when you're just trying to air seal a house real well. So we spray foam on the vulnerable spots, the rim joists, any cantilevers. We try to avoid them, but in infills you can't. Those are spray foam. We spray foam every single opening in the top plates. We spray foam behind every single plug in the wall. We would love to have spray foam the whole house, but $25,000 wasn't going to cut it. So we use it sparingly, but strategically. And that was the basis for our envelope. We blowered or tested 3 times, once with the poly only. I don't recommend that. We then boarded it, blowered or tested it again, and then again at the end. And every time we did it, it progressively got tighter and tighter. In fact, in the winter times, a kind of day like this, we turned the blower door around, and rather than depressurizing the house, we brought air into the house and we blew air out the holes, and we could actually see it because it's freezing cold. The warm air coming out, we could actually see little steam things going out the side. So we're able to seal those up too. So we thermal image the house extensively. So once we get the board on, we've got a thermal image camera in our office. We take it out there and we'll look at everything. So we can see if windows weren't installed right. We can see if we missed anything, there's a cold spot in the wall, anything like that. By doing that, we don't have a great building envelope here. We have a good building envelope here, a considerably better envelope than the average infill right beside it. We're about to start a series of new pilot projects, including a net zero show home that's being built in a suburban environment. And that's going to have a 2x10 stagger stud wall. There's a few other things that are going on with it. So you have to respond to the environment you're in. We've also had meetings now with the city of Calgary to try to get them to explain to me why I can build a 2x6 wall and then put 4 inches of brick on the outside of it, hanging over the outside of it with an angle iron. So I can have a 10-inch thick wall with 4 of it hanging off the outside if it's brick. But if I want to take a 2x10 wall and hang 4 inches of it off the outside because I want a better R value wall, I can't do that. Even if I fire rate it, I can't do that. Functionally identical. I can fire rate the thing, no problem. They won't let us do it. That wall, the 2x10 wall, would have cost half what the wall cost in this project. So talking about bringing pricing down, we need those regulators to help us out.
Sorry.
Get you guys.
2 quick questions. How has it been working with the city of Calgary when going to the advanced framing techniques? Have they given you anything up about that, or do you get everything engineered? Or?
The city of Calgary moved about 2 years ago to having framing inspections. So you need to have an inspection before your inspection. So you need your engineers to sign off before Bell can come out and look at your house. So I've got engineers letters approving the framing before we go to call for inspections. I don't even know why they have inspections in the city anymore. They should just be letting the engineers do it. You submit your letter, you should be done. Yeah.
I'd like to comment about when you buy a house, you should be able to ask for houses with a certain air rating. And do you see any chance in the future that every house built would have to have a rating?
Yeah.
Today, I think the new national code is coming out today with a rating.
Is that right? So
that's the rumor.